உங்கள் எல்லாருக்கும் வாழ்த்துக்கள். ஒரு 2 மாதமாக வீடியோஸே போடலை, ஆனாலும் நீங்கள் தொடர்ந்து ஆதரவு கொடுத்துட்ருக்கீங்க. அதனாலேயே சரி ஓகே பண்ணுவோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு மறுபடியும் நான் இந்த சேனலை ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். ஸோ உங்களோட ஆதரவு எனக்கு எப்போவுமே வேணும். உங்களோட ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் ரிலேட்டிவ்ஸில் யாராவது படிக்கிறாங்கனாலும் அவங்களுக்கும் இந்த வீடியோஸை சென்ட் பண்ணி விடுங்க. அப்புறம் இந்த வீடியோ மறக்காமல் லைக் பண்ணுங்கள், ஷேர் பண்ணி விடுங்க. ஓகேவா? அப்போ தான் எனக்கும் அடுத்தடுத்த வீடியோஸ் போடுறதுக்கு ரொம்பவே மோட்டிவேஷனாக இருக்கும். சரி வாங்க வீடியோக்குள்ளே போகலாம். ஜெஃப்ரி சாசரோட ஒரு ரீகால் பார்க்கலாம். யூனிட் 1ல் ஃபஸ்ட் லெசனே நம்மளுக்கு ஜெஃப்ரி சாசர் தான், ஹிஸ்ட்ரி ஆஃப் இங்கிலீஷ் லிட்ரேச்சரில். ஸோ அதுலேருந்து ஒரு 100 இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் பார்க்க போகிறோம். அதே மாதிரி நிறைய பேர் சொல்லியிருந்தாங்க ஆப்ஷன்ஸ் வேண்டாம் அப்படின்னு கேட்டிருந்தாங்க. ஸோ அதனால் ஆன்சரோடய கொண்டு வந்திருக்கேன். ஹூ இஸ் நோன் ஆஸ் த ஃபாதர் ஆஃப் இங்கிலீஷ் poetry? Who is known as the father of English poetry? The answer, Geoffrey Chaucer. Second one, what is the most famous work of Geoffrey Chaucer? What is the most famous work of Geoffrey Chaucer? The answer is the Canterbury Tales. Third one, in which century did Chaucer live? In which century did Chaucer live? The answer is 14th century. Fourth question, what is the frame story used in the Canterbury Tales? What is the frame story used in the Canterbury Tales? The answer is Pilgrimage to Canterbury. Fifth one, how many pilgrims are introduced in the general prologue? How many pilgrims are introduced in the general prologue? The answer is 29 pilgrims. Sixth one, which dialect did Chaucer mainly use in his writings? Which dialect did Chaucer mainly use in his writings? The answer is East Midland dialect. Seventh one, what is the opening season described in the Canterbury Tales? What is the opening season described in the Canterbury Tales? The answer is spring. Eighth one, who owns the tabard inn in the Canterbury Tales? Who owns the tabard inn in the Canterbury Tales? The answer is Harry Bailey. Ninth one, which tale is considered a beast fable in the Canterbury Tales? Which tale is considered a beast fable in the Canterbury Tales? The answer is the nun's priest tale. 10th one, which tale begins with "Warn that April with his shaw's sooth"? The answer is general prologue. 11th one, what was Chaucer's first major poem? What was Chaucer's first major poem? The answer is the Book of the Duchess. 12th one, which work of Chaucer is unfinished? Which work of Chaucer is unfinished? The answer is the Canterbury Tales. 13. Whom did Chaucer dedicate the Book of the Duchess to? Whom did Chaucer dedicate the Book of the Duchess to? The answer is Blanche of Lancaster. 14. Which Chaucer work is based on Boethius? Which Chaucer work is based on Boethius? The answer, Troilus and Cresside. 15th one, who is the wife of Parth's fifth husband? Who is the wife of Parth's fifth husband? Answer, Jankin. 16. What does the partner sell? What does the partner sell? Answer, indulgences. 17. Which tale is about Chanticleer and Pertolote? Which tale is about Chanticleer and Pertolote? The answer is the nun's priest tale. 18. Which Chaucer tale discusses women's sovereignty? Which Chaucer tale discusses women's sovereignty? The answer, the wife of Parth's tale. 19. What is the rhyme scheme of Chaucerian stanza? Rhyme royal. The answer is rhyme royal, AB, AB, BCC. 20. Where is Chaucer buried? Where is Chaucer buried? The answer is Westminster Abbey. 21. Which period is known as the Age of Chaucer? Answer, 1340 to 1400. What is the major characteristics of medieval literature? What is the major characteristic of medieval literature? Answer, religious influence. 23. What is an allegory? What is an allegory? The answer, a story with a hidden moral meaning. A story with a hidden moral meaning. 24. Which medieval work deals with morality and salvation? Which medieval work deals with morality and salvation? And the answer is Everyman. 25. What type of play is Everyman? What type of play is Everyman? And the answer is morality play. 26. Which language dominated England before English became popular? Which language dominated England before English became popular? The answer is French. 27. What are miracle plays based on? What are miracle plays based on? The answer is biblical stories. 28. What are mysterious plays? What are mysterious plays? Answer, plays based on Bible stories. 29. Which medieval romance features King Arthur? Answer, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. What is the main theme of Piers Plowman? Answer, social and religious reform. 31. Who wrote Martha D. Arthur? Answer, Sir Thomas Malory. 32. What is the main subject of Martha D. Arthur? Answer, King Arthur Legends. 33. In which language was Martha D. Arthur written? Answer, English. 34. Who printed Martha D. Arthur? Answer, William Caxton. 35. What is Excalibur? What is Excalibur? Answer, King Arthur's sword. 36. What is the Renaissance? What is the Renaissance? The answer, revival of learning. 37. Which country started the Renaissance? Which country started the Renaissance? Answer, Italy. What is humanism? Answer, focus on human values and achievements. Which invention helped the spread of Renaissance ideas? Printing press. Who introduced the printing press in England? William Caxton. In which year did Caxton introduce the printing press to England? 1476. Which movement emphasized classical learning? Renaissance humanism. What was the impact of the Renaissance on literature? Answer, growth of secular literature. Which language works inspired Renaissance writers? Greek and Latin. Which age followed the medieval age? Renaissance. 46. Who wrote Utopia? Answer, Sir Thomas More. What is the meaning of Utopia? No place, no ideal place. Next, in which language was Utopia originally written? Latin. What type of work is Utopia? Answer, political satire. Who executed Thomas More? Answer, Henry VIII. Who introduced the sonnet into English literature? Answer, Sir Thomas Wyatt. Which Italian poet influenced Wyatt? Petrarch. What is the main theme in Wyatt's poetry? Love and court life. Which poem begins with Whoso list to hunt? Wyatt's sonnet. What type of sonnet did Wyatt adapt? Petrarchan sonnet. What is the rhyme scheme of a Petrarchan sonnet? AB, BA, CDE, CDE. Which king's court did Wyatt serve? Henry VIII. Which famous woman is associated with Wyatt's poetry? Anne Boleyn. Which poetic form became popular because of Wyatt? Sonnet. Wyatt is considered a pioneer of which literary age? Answer, Renaissance poetry. Who introduced blank verse into English literature? Answer, Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey. What is blank verse? Unrhymed iambic pentameter. Which classical work did Surrey translate? Virgil's Aeneid. Which poetic form did Surrey improve? English sonnet. What is the rhyme scheme of the Shakespearean sonnet? AB, CD, EF, GG. Surrey was a contemporary of whom? Sir Thomas Wyatt. Which king ordered Surrey's execution? Henry VIII. What is Surrey remembered for the English poetry? Introduction of blank verse. Which meter is commonly used in blank verse? Iambic pentameter. Surrey belonged to which literary period? Early Renaissance. What is the full title of Total's Miscellany? Songs and Sonnets. Who published Total's Miscellany? Answer, Richard Total. In which year was Total's Miscellany published? 1557. Why is Total's Miscellany important? First printed anthology of English poetry. Which poets are mainly associated with Total's Miscellany? Wyatt and Surrey. What type of poems are introduced in Total's Miscellany? Songs and Sonnets. Which literary movement is reflected in Total's Miscellany? Answer, Renaissance. Which poetic tradition became popular because of Total Miscellany? Sonnet tradition. What was Richard Total's profession? Printer and publisher. Age does Total's Miscellany mark the beginning of Elizabethan poetry? What is a sonnet? Answer, a 14-line poem. How many lines are there in a Shakespearean sonnet? 14. What is iambic pentameter? The answer, 5 iambic feet in a line. What is an elegy? Answer, a poem of mourning. What is a ballad? Narrative folk Song. What is satire? Ridicule of human follies. What is a lyric poem? A short personal poem. What is an epic? Long heroic narrative poem. What is a romance in medieval literature? Tale of chivalry and adventure. What is personification? Giving human qualities to non-human things. 91. Who is called the morning star of Renaissance? Geoffrey Chaucer. Which work is called the prologue to the Renaissance? The Canterbury Tales. Which work is known as the first English tragedy? Gorboduc. Who wrote Gorboduc? Thomas Norton and Thomas Sackville. Which work introduced realism in English literature? The Canterbury Tales. Which poem of Chaucer is a dream allegory? The Book of the Duchess. Who among Wyatt and Surrey popularized the sonnet in England? Wyatt and Surrey. Which age is called the tradition period from medieval to Renaissance? Age of Chaucer. What is the chief contribution of Richard Total? Publication of Total's Miscellany. Which anthology laid the foundation for Elizabethan lyrical